Well, as we mentioned at the top of the program, we are here at the Port of Greater Baton Rouge. It is the northernmost deep water port on the Mississippi River and contributes more than $11 billion a year to the state's economy. It's also home to the grain elevator currently operated by Cargill, but soon will fall under the management of the Louis Dreyfus Commodities Company. Joining us now to talk more about how the Port of Greater Baton Rouge is dealing with all this high water is Jay Hardman, and Jay is the director of the Port of Greater Baton Rouge. And Jay, welcome to This Week in Louisiana Agriculture.
Thanks, Mike. Always a pleasure to be with you.
Well, Jay, the river is up. Tell us how all this high water is affecting operations here at the port.
Mike, it's got quite a few impacts. We've got several of our terminals closed, our liquid bulk terminals, due to some of their facilities, infrastructure being underwater at the dock, electrical components. There's some restrictions put on vessel movements as far as additional horsepower on the tows, deep draft shipping, sometimes daylight hours only, but for the most part, our dry bulk, project cargo facilities are still open and still working.
Jay, of course, Louisiana wheat harvest was well underway when all this flooding began. Wheat would probably be the only crop coming into the grain elevator right now. What's the status of the elevator as far as the grain crop is concerned?
Still dumping. Cargill still dumping trucks right now, taking whatever's coming in, have plenty of storage to accommodate it. Hopefully the stuff that may possibly go underwater, the farmers will have an opportunity to get, if not all of it, at least some of it out of the fields and brought in and elevated in some form or fashion.
In looking at the levels right now, what is your biggest concern?
Our biggest concern, Mike, is ship movements, the safety. It appears the levee system is holding real well. Corps of Engineers, various levee boards seem to really be on top of it, addressing issues as they come up. So as far as the flooding issues down in this reach, I just don't think we'll see some. Hoping the river levels will drop back down so we can get this marine traffic, cargo movements back underway.
Now, do you at this point have any contact with any of state officials in terms of just kind of what happens after these waters begin to recede? When does somebody make the all clear call?
That'll be U.S. Coast Guard for those movements. Our biggest concern, and I think our Commissioner of Agriculture has done a good job of echoing those concerns, is the sedimentation problems in our crossings on the river, making sure those can be dredged out and maintained to their authorized depth and width for the deep draft vessels, and most of the stakeholders on the river have now turned and focused their attention on that particular issue for more funding for the Corps to maintain their dredges and to maintain these crossings.
Well, Jay, I know you and your staff are going to be continuing to keep an eye on this river, and like everybody else, we're going to be waiting on the all clear.
We are, Mike.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thanks. Jay Hardman, he is the Executive Director here at the Port of Greater Baton Rouge. Still to come on This Week in Louisiana Agriculture, Neil Melanson will join us for his Bottom Line report, where he'll look at how closures in barge traffic on the Mississippi could affect how much you pay for food and fuel. Stay with us.